So I'm Carol-Ann McNichol, and my directorate is the Children's Services, and I'm a Workforce Development Officer. Well, I really enjoy learning, and I like to pass that knowledge on to my colleagues, and particularly now we're in a different workforce environment. It takes minutes just to share a screen, and quite often you learn something from the other person at the same time. So I just love it. It's quick, it's easy, and we love to share, don't we? We all love to share when we learn something. So that's why, really. For me, I think being part of a really large, friendly, accessible group, it's been amazing, really, because when we're working, because our work landscape has changed, you feel part of something. So you don't feel on your own, you don't feel silly to ask questions. I think it's a bonding thing, you know, overall of BCP, and you've got that pride when you get your badges and when someone else gets their badges, and the fact that you're acknowledged and you celebrate that success. I love it. I feel sorry for people that aren't in the champions because they don't have that, and it really is important, and I love it, really enjoy it. So my processes, I mean, obviously Teams being the main thing, we all use the Teams, we've got our various channels, we store our documents, everything is really accessible, so that's really good. In terms of favourite bits, our forms are absolutely invaluable. We've been using those for 2 years now, and we use forms to process evaluations for our training. We wanted something that was instant. We wanted something that was easy for users, easy for trainers, easy for administrators. And with a couple of new tweaks recently, they are all singing and dancing, and I absolutely love them. So we have over 11 recorded courses, and before we were still using forms, and we could see when people submitted their response, straight away we could give the response summary link to the trainers, fabulous for them. When we were designing the form, we could see what they looked like on a mobile phone, because a lot of our users use mobile phones or tablets. They're child carers, they're not office based. So that was really important. And then for us to be able to download straight away into Excel and manipulate the data was marvellous. But two new things happened. We could now embed videos. And for us, for the recorded training, that was just a game changer. I got very excitable when I learned about it, and I learned about it under one of the MS webinars. So invited through Teams, amazing. I was so excited, I had to try it straight away. So now when we send out our evaluation, it's a link to forms rather than to YouTube, with YouTube embedded in the form, and we can see how long they've watched it for. Very important. If it's a 30-minute video and they've watched it for 2 minutes, we won't be giving them a certificate. That's not happening. Whereas before we had to trust on faith. So that's just made such a difference. It really has. And for inbuilt evaluations in other systems that we use, there's a delay, sometimes 24-hour delay. With forms, another thing they've added is that you can go back into your form to submit your response. So you can have a little think about it, put it into practice, and then come back, which again, we get more quality information. So for me, that's been the best thing. I would advise anyone, you know, it's so simple, so easy. I even used a form for a birthday invite. I could see straight away whether people were coming or not. It was fabulous, and still is. Forms, yes, definitely. And I mean, the tips that we get all the time are just, well, phenomenal. I can't fault them. When you think, oh, that's my favourite tip, then you're on to the next one and the next one and the next one. And that's why it's really important to share them when you've got them quickly. You know, tell someone, tell your colleagues, tell your team. It just motivates people, and they're so happy. And that's you know, you need to be happy in your work environment, don't you? People can contact you. I had a contact from the libraries yesterday, and it's lovely. You know, you get to meet people that if you were back in an office, you probably never would. But because we're all accessible online, it really makes a difference. So and then with the tips, when we have our weekly champions meeting, any tip that I think straight away, you know yourself whether that would help your colleagues apart from yourself as well. I put it in our main, you know, we have a mainstream for our early years team, and we put it in there, did you know that you can do this? And I found out quite recently that you could filter by name in Teams and filter then by the meetings they were in, the chat they were having. It was wonderful. I thought, oh my goodness, as Teams gets bigger and busier, that's a lovely little tip just to tell people, did you know you can filter? It's really easy. So yeah, I love it. Get very excited about it.